Hi there, my name is Lara Waldman and I am the Abundance Activator. And I'd like to speak to you today about a sneaky little part of you that may be stopping you or blocking you from welcoming more money into your life with ease. And this is our friend, the ego. Now, I have spent years working with other people's egos and my own ego, and I'd like to share with you some simple techniques to help you work with your ego. Now, your ego is designed to keep you safe. This is the part of you that wants to keep you exactly where you are now. I see the ego as very limited in what it can see, limited in its perception of what's possible, but it is designed to keep you safe. It's here to serve you. And there's another part of you, what I like to call the higher self or your soul, that is the all-seeing, all-knowing part of you. This is the part that wants freedom and expansion and wants to experience infinite possibilities. But the ego is the exact opposite. The ego has a very limited perception of what is possible for your life. It only knows what it knows. It can't really experience beyond that. It has a limited perception of what's possible. And anytime you try and step out of what you know, the ego is on red alert going, danger, danger, danger. Do not persist. Do not move forward. So it's a kind of a battle of both sides, so to speak. Do you remember those cartoons where there would be an angel on one shoulder and a devil on another shoulder, and the angel would be saying all these lovely things in your ear, and the devil would be saying other things in your ear? And I really liken this to the ego and our higher self, or the ego and our soul. Now, the ego is a part of you, and I believe in loving this part of you and working with this part of you, but what we want to do is soften its grip and strengthen your higher self, strengthen the voice of your soul, of your connection with the universe, and soften the voice of the ego. So I'd like to share with you a really simple tool that I use and that I've used with all my clients and I use with myself that can really help with this process. So first of all, know that when your ego is speaking, it is coming to you through limiting thoughts, limiting words, and limiting beliefs. So the ego will speak in more fearful terms. Your higher self and your soul will never speak with negativity or fear. So if there's any negative charge to the voices in your head, to the thoughts that you're having, just know it's your ego trying to keep you safe. So when you're trying to expand beyond what you know, so let's say you are asking to manifest more money into your life. In order to do that, we need to create change. So if you want to keep your life exactly as it is now, you just continue doing exactly what you're doing now. In order to create a different result in your life, you're going to need to make some different choices and make some changes. And when you do that, when you start the process of wanting to create change, the ego will have a big flare up and may say things along the lines of, you can't do this. You're not good enough. Who do you think you are? I don't think this is possible. I have no idea how to do this. It will be generally heavy, generally fear-based, generally not very positive. Now, these voices, these thoughts and feelings that come up can cripple you. They can keep you really stuck and stop you dead in your tracks. And this is the problem with our ego voice. It feels so real. And the challenge is to really first just recognize that it's your ego speaking to you. It's your ego voice. It's not the truth. In my point of view, the truth is the wisdom from your soul or your higher self. The ego is just there to keep you small and limit you. It's designed to keep you safe. But this ego has been overbearing. It's like an overbearing parent who's trying to control their child too much, not giving them enough freedom. And this needs to shift and change and soften. I'm not sure that we can get rid of the ego, but what we can do is work with it and soften and loosen its grip on your life, because when you let yourself be run by your ego, it just creates all sorts of problems for your life. It doesn't leave you feeling very good, essentially. It leaves you making choices that are not in alignment with your purpose and your path, which leaves you feeling off-center, stuck, frustrated, down, anxious. So my recommendation is to work with your ego. What I found working with many clients over the years on my own ego is to be quite kind to it. And so one of the things you can do is if you notice a flare-up of, an ego attack where your fear comes up or your doubt or your low self-worth, or also, there's all sorts of ways the ego speaks to us. I'd love you to take a moment just to say, hello, ego. I hear you. What do you have to say? What are you worried about? What are you trying to tell me? And what you can do is take a pen and paper and journal. You can close your eyes and just listen and have this conversation with your ego and see what it has to say. Tell me, what are you worried about? What do you think is going to happen? And give it a chance to speak. And it will have some things to say. Write them down. Or just sit with them and breathe them, meditate with them. And I say, oh yeah, I hear you. I really get that. I can really hear what you're feeling. I understand. And thank you, ego, for trying to protect me and keep me safe. I really appreciate that. Is there anything more you have to say? And as you give your ego, this part of you, a voice and a chance to speak, what I've noticed is it will soften its grip. It just wants to be heard. And so I'll sit there saying, yeah, I really understand your point. I really get that. And I want to thank you very much for your opinions and for keeping me safe. And you know what? I've really, really needed you up until now. Up until now, you have really kept me safe and you've done a great job. Thank you. The ego likes to be validated. And I'll go, oh, thank you very much for noticing me. And then I'll say, eventually, so I want to really experience now manifesting more money into my life with ease. I'm looking at really changing my life and changing my reality. And the problem is you're actually stopping me from being able to do this. I really appreciate everything you've done, but now you're actually getting in the way. And so what I'd really like to do, I'd really like to experience what it's like. What does it feel like to welcome more money into my life with ease? And so what I need from you is I just need you to take a little holiday. You've been working so hard. You've been working overtime. And I'd love you to just take a little rest, take a little holiday, just to step aside. And I want you to know that when I need you, I will call you. You can relax now. It's okay. And I found this, especially working with other clients, the ego might go, not so sure about this. I've been doing this job for a long time and I really know what I'm doing and I think you need me. And so it might take a little while, but eventually the ego might go, okay, I could read a book or something. I'll just go and sit over there, but I'm here if you need me. And so some of these ego characters that I see, they're almost like these big bodyguards, and it's very sweet. So it's a really nice way to soften the grip of the ego by first just acknowledging it and talking to it. It's a part of you, but it's kind of an overbearing part and one that's been on overdrive. It's working overtime, and it can really help soften some of that fear grip. And then once the ego's having a little nap on his holiday, then you can tap into that inner wisdom and your intuition and really listen to your soul's wisdom with greater ease. So it's just a little tool to play with. There's lots of ways to soften the ego and release the grip of the ego, but this is just one fun way that I've found is really helpful and can be really useful. And it's also giving that part of you a voice and a chance to be heard, because it doesn't work very well if we just try and get rid of something or ignore something. Often, if we just give our focus and attention, our loving kindness to these parts of ourselves, it gives it space and room to shift and clear in time. You need a little bit of patience. So go and play with that. Go have a chat with your ego, and I hope you find this tool really useful for you.